This is SHEROES, a weekly podcast to amplify women, non-binary, and genderqueer voices in music across genres and generations. We do this because we believe that sharing our stories is the first step to making music better for everyone. I'm Carmel Holt. This week, I am so excited to shine the SHEROES spotlight on one of my all-time SHEROES, Kim Deal. I've been a super fan of the Breeders since the very beginning. That was the band that Kim formed back in 1989, originally as a side project away from the Pixies. The debut album, Pod, came out a day before my birthday in 1990, and that was the soundtrack to my freshman year of college. It was, and still is, an alt-rock masterpiece, produced by the late legend Steve Albini. Then their breakthrough album, Last Splash, kicked off my senior year of college in 1993. Kim's twin sister, Kelly Deal, had joined the band, replacing Tanya Donnelly of Throwing Muses and Belly. What an album. Then there was the short-lived but awesome band that Kim formed called The Amps that put out one album in 1995. And then finally, in 2002, Kim reformed the Breeders with a new lineup and put out Title TK, followed by the excellent Mountain Battles in 2008. When The Last Splash hit its 20th anniversary and I had my 20th college reunion, that lineup reunited for a tour, and then they recorded and released an amazing album in 2018 called All Nerve. All this to say that over the last nearly 4 decades, the Dayton, Ohio native Kim Deal has made tons of music and records. She's founded and co-founded now legendary bands, as well as producing and collaborating with others. But she hadn't yet put out an album under her own name until last November. It's called Nobody Loves You More. And in some ways, it's the culmination of a story that began with that first Breeders album, as Steve Albini contributed production work in the final sessions before his passing last May. And the album also includes contributions from Breeders collaborators Jim McPherson and Mando Lopez, as well as Kim's sister Kelly. A few months ago, our friends at 4AD recorded a beautiful live session with Kim Deal in New York City with songs from Nobody Loves You More, as well as Kim taking us into the music and stories behind the album. They've graciously made it available for us to share with you. So I'm very proud to say this is Kim Deal live in Greenwich Village on SHEROES.
Hi, this is Kim Deal, and you're listening to a live radio special recorded in Greenwich Village, New York City. The Nobody Loves You More album actually began when the song Nobody Loves You More was recorded, really. See, I had been doing some solo songs and releasing them on 7 inches on these 45s. I would get a couple together that I thought sounded good. I'd get them pressed up on a 45, and I would sell them out of my basement. And then I ended up recording Nobody Loves You More as a solo song. When I heard that song, I thought that sounds definitely like an album track. And so that really started the album. Everything I made then, I made sure that it wasn't just me in a basement with a mic, with a broken 388 machine. The album really began then, about 2016. Nobody Loves You More is the first song on the record because, I don't know, like, Let Your Freak Flag Fly. This is Kim Deal. Nobody Loves You More is definitely the most collaborative album that I've worked on. I'm used to, again, doing this solo 7 inches. I'm used to, like, you know, asking Britt Walford to play the drums and then Jack Lawrence. So it's extremely collaborative because there's no band. It's so great to have good relationships. Like Mondo was touring with Morrissey, and they were coming by and they were playing Cincinnati. So we got the tour and we asked him if he'd want to go to Candyland. And Lindsay had the time off, so we flew him from Los Angeles. And we went to a Reds game, and then Mondo came over, and him and Lindsay and I recorded Are You Mine? This is Kim Deal. And then, of course, working with Albini Sometimes I would just go by myself and darken Steve's door. And he introduced me to Susan and Allison, the violin players and the cello players. It's great to be able to, when doing solo stuff, to be able to ask players to come in. I could never do that on a Breeders record. Could you imagine me saying, Kelly, I really want a guitar player right here. I'm going to call someone else and have them come over and pick up a guitar and play. She would kill me. So you can't really do that when you're in like a band. So doing solo material is a great time to actually have the opportunity to play with other people. Steve Albini is best known for his punk aesthetic. He always calls himself a plumber. And it's true. A band in Chicago, a 3-piece or whatever, dudes can just book the weekend or whatever, and they can hire him to record them. That's what that's what he does. He's so knowledgeable. When the string section for Summerland shows up, it's, a dozen people or something, and the huge boom mics are already set up and in place. All the chairs are set up and the music stands, the headphone boxes and the headphones are all working. He's relaxed. He's funny. He's professional. Everybody knows what they're doing. Everybody's relaxed. And he was so elegant, really. It was all so smooth, and I'd never seen him do all that. Usually it's just me fighting over, let me try the Slav tech. I've never tried it. No, it's not going to, whatever. It's broken or whatever. They played it once through, we recorded it on tape, and I walked into the room and we listened back, and it was gorgeous. And of course it's Albini, so it's like, I'm like, should we try it again? And he goes, or, it sounds perfect, so we should just keep it, right? It's like, okay. So we did that entire Summerland thing on all the string section on tape, but since it's Albini, we took the first one. We only did it one time, which to me is hilarious because I'm that person that he complains about when he says, what I don't get is a band will come in and they'll do a take of their song. And then it sounds great, perfect, and they'll do it again. Pretty soon there's 5 takes of a perfect song. Hey, you want to do it again? Why not? That's me. That's what I do. But I didn't do that this time. I was gifted a ukulele by Steve and Heather. Me and Kelly had supplied their wedding music, had played at their wedding in Hawaii. Not the first wedding me and Kelly have done. That was how we started doing weddings. Our friends, older sisters and stuff, divorced moms too, remarriage. We would do Annie's Song by John Denver and The Rose by Bette Midler. Kelly would sing that. I couldn't sing that. Heather had us do Dolly Parton's He's Gonna Marry Me. He's gonna marry me and we're gonna go to town. Anyway, I got ukuleles for the entire people, all the people who were out there. I went to the store and shop and got these little ukuleles. We all had ukuleles as a sort of a party gift. It was really fun. So they gifted me they gifted Kelly a ukulele and they gifted me a 4-string guitar. So I stole her gift. And after 10 years, I decided I'd pick it up and try playing it. And I wrote a song. It's the only song I know. I don't know how to tune it. I have to look every time to go, my dog has fleas. What is that? I don't know. Is it a G that starts it or C? Who knows? It's a mystery. It's good that way, that it's a mystery. Not clogging my mind. And so that's why there's a ukulele song. That was Summerland. This is Kim Deal. Thanks for listening to a live radio special recorded in Greenwich Village, New York City. What I've really loved about playing the songs live is that I get to play with all those people that we were talking about collaborating. They're all such great players. And, Albini had this policy, no policy. So everybody's so cool. So that's been the great thing about touring the album is playing with the people who were on the album. This song is the final song, Wish I Was. What's next for Kim Deal? Hide from my dog and try to write a song.
Kim Deal Live from Greenwich Village, New York City was brought to you by 4AD and Beggars Group. Her solo debut, Nobody Loves You More, is available now at your local independent record store and online. Catch Kim Deal live this summer. Go to kimdealmusic.com for select dates and details.
Massive thanks to our friends at 4AD and Beggars Group for bringing us this very special presentation, Kim Deal, live in Greenwich Village on SHEROES. To watch live video of some of the performances you heard today, check out 4AD's YouTube channel. SHEROES is produced by me, is mixed and mastered by Kelly Drake. Our original theme music is by Lucius. SHEROES is also a nationally syndicated radio show. Please visit SHEROESradio.com to find out more. Keep in touch on Instagram and Twitter at SHEROES Radio, and please consider leaving us a rating and review wherever you listen to podcasts. That helps us grow and bring you more SHEROES. Until next time, remember, music is our superpower. I'm Carmel Holt. Thanks for listening. SHEROES is proud to present The Road to Joni, celebrating the legacy and impact of Joni Mitchell. Subscribe now to The Road to Joni, distributed by Talkhouse and available wherever you get your podcasts.